Hello and once again welcome to a special episode of In-Depth Show. Our theme as usual revolves around the general elections. Today we will try and discuss the security aspects related to the polls. The security arrangements pertain to the voters, candidates, polling personnel and poll material including EVMs. The idea is to keep the sanctity of poll process intact. The poll-related security apparatus, led by the Central Security Forces, has to be impartial, dynamic, proactive and solution-oriented. Let's take a look at the mechanism and deployment of the Central Forces in the electoral scenario.
In the vast country like India, preparations related to the general elections are humongous in nature. In 2019, about 90 crore voters may exercise their votes. This number is more than the population of whole of Europe. This needs electoral machinery consisting of about 1 crore polling personnel and security forces manning around 10 lakh polling stations. Simultaneously, the Election Commission will have to make plans for free and fair elections to check manipulation and ensure safe voting environment, not just for the voter but also for safe transfer and storage of election materials and EVMs. It is necessary to ensure level playing field for every candidate, have healthy competition and respect the will of the voter. The candidates need an environment for fearless campaign. The voter to vote secretly without fear of retaliation, the officer who can effectively operate the process, and finally, the society, media and parties can do their work. And all this can be achieved only through proper security measures. Since stakes are high, there is also possibility of violence during the polls. The purpose of electoral violence is to influence and terrorize voters, candidates or election results. Usually the target of electoral violence is to capture the booth so that a particular candidate benefits. To prevent such mishappenings, the Election Commission, through its security apparatus, identifies initial warning signs, deploying trained security forces, coordinating among government agencies and educating the public. The protection mechanism also includes the critical election data, which includes deployment and statistics related to violence related to elections. Owing to all these reasons, the role of the security forces starts before elections. The security arrangement is planned keeping the schedule and stages of the elections in mind and the availability and mobility of the security forces. Meanwhile, the security management keeps a sharp eye on the safety measures pertaining to the polling day and election campaign. Relevant strategies are made depending on specific challenges, like left supported terrorism affected area. In such areas, longer time frame and well-organized election mechanism is needed. Jammu and Kashmir. Elections are planned into many phases. Separate strategy is needed. Northeastern states. Safety and security is a big issue in this region. For safe polls, the Election Commission takes many important steps, such as maintaining law and order, buzzing local history sheeters, implementing non-bailable warrants when needed, disposing of cases related to elections, to tighten screws on illegal liquor trade, seize illegal weapons, collecting and depositing legal arms, issuing mandatory injunctions, creating checkposts to check illegal activity and reviewing law and order.
In view of the preparation of elections, the Commission reviews the availability of state and central security forces, keeping in mind the demand of every state. In view of this, the demand of the central forces is often more than the availability. The force of the Election Commission is more concerned that the state armed forces will be fully utilized, which includes state armed police, home guards, district police, etc. The Election Commission works in collaboration with the Home Ministry and head of various security forces on the issue of deployment. All safety forces are issued work-related guidelines.
A national plan is prepared for mobilization and deployment of security forces. Indian Railway too plays a very important role in this arrangement. The Election Commission regularly monitors execution of this exhaustive plan. It reveals that the actual work of security forces begins much before the polling day and ends only after the results are announced.
CAPF संवेदनशील जगहों में बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रोल अदा करती है. इनका फंक्शनिंग जो है एक इसको कॉन्फिडेंस देता है. हमारा जो स्टाफ होता है और उसको एक कॉन्फिडेंस देता है. और पिछले चुनाव में मैंने देखा है बहुत अच्छा स्मूथ वर्किंग में, स्मूथ प्रोसेस को कंडक्ट करने में काफ़ी हेल्प मिलती है इससे.
In the free, fair and peaceful elections, the Central Armed Police Forces play a pivotal role. And keeping in mind the importance of their services, the Election Commission announced honorarium in 2017, fulfilling a long pending demand. ₹2,500 per day for officers, ₹2,000 per day for subordinate officer and ₹1,500 per day for other ranks. If duty lasts for more than 15 days, then this amount is increased to ₹1,250, ₹1,000 and ₹750 per extra week of work. In case of Lok Sabha elections, the tab is picked by the central government. In case of the state polls, it's the turn of the state governments. And in case of Lok Sabha and state polls held together, the centre and the states share the expenditure. As per the 2014 figures, India's Central Armed Security Forces strength stood at 8,68,150 personnel, 2,84,275 CRPF employees, 2,44,379 BSF personnel, 1,22,312 CISF employees, 76,157 ITBP employees, 75,247 SSB employees, 65,780 Assam Rifles personnel. Central security forces are easily most favored for election duty, as they are considered politically neutral, one of the best in training and discipline, and geared to deal with any challenging situation due to their long-standing experiences. During the elections, these forces are deployed at the polling stations along with the police force of the states to ensure free and fair elections. Let's now understand the mechanism and scheme of deployment of central forces. Every state prepares a deployment plan after the announcement of the election. During this exercise, the availability of security forces available in the state is assessed, and accordingly, the requirement of central force is sent to the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. The ministry takes the final call based on their own assessment, discretion, capacity and availability. State deployment plan is created in collaboration with the Chief Electoral Officer of the state, who considers the deployment of the central forces, keeping in view the sensitivity of any constituency and polling stations. The force coordinator appointed by the Home Ministry also helps in this work. In the plan created at the state level, the input of all the districts is added. These plans are cobbled together by the district magistrate and police chief. It also includes views of the observers who visit the districts. These views find space in the district deployment plan. As per law, state deployment plan and district deployment plan should be finalized a week before voting day. Special emphasis is laid to identify the sensitive polling booths in any constituency. These sensitive areas or polling booths are identified on the basis of following parameters like polling booths past history, booth capturing, violence, riots and fake voting incidents, law and order problem in the area, complaints by political parties, candidates, violent political history of candidates, political rivalry, presence of criminals and fugitives, number of scheduled castes and tribes. The Central Security Forces' key responsibilities during election duty include preventing any unauthorized entry in polling station during voting. Polling party or polling agents do not vote in voters' absence. Polling officer does not accompany a voter while voting. Polling officer or agent should not threaten voters. No weapon is allowed inside the polling station. No fraudulent activity inside the polling station. In case of violation of law, the security personnel informs his officer, who in turn alerts the returning officer. At present, there are 7 Central Security Force under the Home Ministry in the country, out of which 5 play active role in the elections. CRPF, it helps in internal security and counter-insurgency. CISF protects important establishments such as airports, public sector undertakings. NSG, a special counter-terrorism force. BSF, India's primary border defense organization. ITBP, it is primarily stationed on the India-Tibet border. SSB protects India's international borders, promotes sense of security among people living in border areas. Assam Rifles, this is the country's oldest paramilitary force.
Every sector officer in a given constituency has a clear set of tasks before him. He has to identify sensitive areas and communities, identify any source or person who can pose problem in the elections, source of information about any untoward incident in the past, focus on close interaction with the local community and identify spots for the police picket. Rajya Sabha television team visited Seelampur, which is part of East Delhi constituency, to have a first-hand look at the ongoing preparation for the general elections.
Seelampur is part of the East Delhi Lok Sabha constituency. Seelampur was established during the emergency to relocate the population displaced from north and central Delhi. It includes areas like Zafarabad, New Seelampur, Usmanpur and is counted among the backward areas. Rajya Sabha TV team visited the area for a first-hand account. Here, we found the local election commission team was on the job. As per the code of conduct, the area's markets and schools are daily monitored.
12 को वोट डालना है और मतदान के लिए आपको वोट आईडी कार्ड वगैरह है.
And youth are motivated to vote.
हमारी लोकतंत्र की सफलता तभी है जब हर व्यक्ति, आप में से हर व्यक्ति वोट डाले.
RSTV team also toured this school, which will soon act as a local polling station.
हम एक प्रत्येक बूथ में हम मिनिमम फैसिलिटी एश्योर करना एक प्राइम एस्पेक्ट्स है, जिसमें हम ये देख लें कि कम से कम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है या नहीं है, इंश्योर करना होगा, वाटर है या नहीं है, इंश्योर करना होगा वाटर की सप्लाई, पीने का वाटर, ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, टॉयलेट्स हैं या नहीं है, फिजिकली हैंडीकैप्ड्स के लिए और मेल फीमेल्स के लिए टॉयलेट्स कंपल्सन है, ताकि जो हमारे डिसेबल्ड पर्सन है वो भी स्मूथ वोट डाल सकें. इसके साथ साथ हमको जो अदर फैसिलिटी हैं, जैसे गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा है तो ये भी इंश्योर कर लेना है कि धूप ना हो और एंट्री एग्जिट हमें इंश्योर कर लेना है. तो ये मिनिमम बेसिक फैसिलिटी हमको इंश्योर कर लेना है. अभी इलेक्शन कमीशन ने एक गाइडलाइन आई है कि हमें क्रैच और मेडिकल किट भी देख लेना है. तो हम ये भी इंश्योर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि किसी सेंटर पे क्रैच रहे, ताकि यदि कोई महिला आती है अपने बच्चे के साथ तो उसके बच्चे को टाइम मिल सके। और ये भी प्रयास कर रहे हैं अपने एरिया में कि मेडिकल किट भी कम से कम एटलीस्ट रहे। तो ये हमें 7-8 बेसिक मिनिमम फैसिलिटी एक बूथ में इंश्योर करना होता है।
Most polling stations in the area are marked as sensitive, where central security forces will be deployed.
सुरक्षा के लिए हम सबसे पहले उस पूरे एरिया की स्कैनिंग करते हैं। पूरे एरिया को सेंसिटाइज करने के लिए स्कैनिंग कर लेते हैं और पूरे उसका एक एक चीज़ हम इंश्योर करते हैं, रूट प्लान, कम्युनिकेशन प्लान, देन उसकी वल्नरेबिलिटी उस एरिया की कितनी है। जो बूथ हमारे सेंसिटिव होते हैं, पुलिस रिपोर्ट्स के आधार पे, हमारे BLO या हमारे जो कंसर्न लोग हैं उनके आधार पर जो हमारे बूथ सेंसिटिव हैं या हाइपर सेंसिटिव हैं, उनको हम आगे फर्दर कम्युनिकेट करते हैं अपने सीनियर ऑफिसर्स के लिए, ताकि वहाँ पे एडिशनल फोर्सेस डिप्लॉयड किया जा सके, उनकी वेबकास्टिंग की जा सके और ताकि उनको पल पल का मॉनिटर किया जा सके।
देखिए, जहाँ तक पोलिंग स्टेशंस की डिप्लॉयमेंट की बात है, वो तो एक स्केल है जो दिल्ली पुलिस के यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड है, उसके हिसाब से डिप्लॉयमेंट होती है। नॉर्मल में एक स्केल है कि इतने उसमें सीनियर वो होंगे और इतने हेड कांस्टेबल और कांस्टेबल्स होंगे, तो इनके नॉर्म्स ऑलरेडी इसके डिसाइडेड हैं, उसके मुताबिक डिप्लॉयमेंट होती है। संवेदनशील में जैसा कि अभी बात हुई है, उसमें एक्स्ट्रा CAPF मिल जाती है, प्लस माइक्रो ऑब्जर्वर्स की डिप्लॉयमेंट हो जाती है उसमें। जहाँ तक पोस्ट पोल की बात है, वो तो एक काफ़ी मतलब स्ट्रॉन्ग व्यवस्था उसके लिए होती है, जो 3 टायर सिक्योरिटी जिसको बोलते हैं। तो वो तो जब तक काउंटिंग नहीं हो जाती तब तक 24 घंटे वहाँ पे चलती है, और जो एंट्री है, एक्सेस है, वहाँ किसी की हो नहीं सकती है एक्सेप्ट कि जो इंस्पेक्शन के लिए जाए, और वो भी उनके निर्देश के मुताबिक ही बंदा वहाँ पे अप्रोच कर सकता है अप टू ए सर्टेन पॉइंट। तो सिक्योरिटी का तो बहुत एक रिक्वायरमेंट भी है, और प्लस ये हमेशा होती भी रही है।
For this, the sector magistrate visits the area, makes security assessment and sends his report to the Election Commission, which eventually decides the deployment quotient. At present, the machinery of the Election Commission is going all out to conduct free and fair elections in the area. The central forces perform some critical duties like securing of strong rooms. These rooms house EVMs after elections. They are monitored 24/7 and have 3-tier security. The strong rooms. First tier strong rooms. These rooms hold people's mandate, the EVMs. They are the most guarded installation. Second tier, it is manned by state armed forces. Third tier, it is managed by the district level security forces. A strong room has some basic security features like it should have only one entry point, double lock system. A key each lies with returning officer, assistant returning officer. All entry points should be fully sealed. The entrance point should be 24-hour CCTV coverage. A logbook is kept for any entry that includes date, time, duration, name. For information, after the polls are over and EVMs are taken to a strong room, the representatives of political parties can be present while sealing the room. They can also stick their seal on the log. For this purpose, recognized national and state level political parties are informed in writing. The security forces also sanitize the counting stations for undisturbed polling work. For this, 3 cordons are thrown around the chosen area to prevent unauthorized entry. The first cordon, the 100 meters area around the counting complex, is demarcated in the form of a pedestrian zone. No vehicle is allowed in this corridor. In case of any public road passing through such area, the traffic diversion plan is prepared. Local police mans this cordon along with senior magistrate to control the crowd. Second cordon. The The second cordon is around the entry of the counting premises. It is in charge of the armed police of the concerned state. Proper frisking is done before allowing any entry. No prohibited items like weapons or communication devices like mobile, iPad are allowed inside. Mobile can only be used in pre-decided rooms. The third cordon. The third cordon is around the entry of the counting hall. This cordon is manned by the Central Armed Forces. The forces ensure that no unauthorized entry in any form happens and rule of law prevails. So after the conclusion of yet another successful assignment, these personnel take a much-deserved break, rest, and then move on to the next challenging task. According to the 2014 figures, India's CAPF has 8,68,150 total personnel, 2,84,275 CRPF employees, 2,44,379 BSF personnel, 1,22,312 CISF employees, 76,157 ITBP employees, 75,247 SSB employees, 65,780 Assam Rifle personnel. And before we sign off, we show you some visuals that reveal the affection, warmth and respect they command among the common man whenever they reach to perform their electoral duties. These officers and jawans have won these laurels through sheer dint of hard work and duty that takes them away for months from their homes and families on a national duty.
As per the sources, about 1 crore poll personnel and security forces will be involved in conducting the 2019 general elections. This number is more than the population of many countries in the world. It goes without saying that our central security forces are not only the axis of electoral security, but also the crux of national security. They ceaselessly and efficiently serve from the disturbed zone of Kashmir to the northeastern states and Naxal-affected areas. To make their task easier, the government too chips in from time to time. Recently, after the Pulwama attack, it facilitated their air travel in Jammu and Kashmir. It will save lives and time during operations. We promise to bring in something more on the central forces soon. Till then, goodbye from us.